John, you want to take this one and
All right.
tell about our secret crawler that suddenly comes to every website if it's naughty?
There is none. So this is totally unrelated. So the crawling that you might see is not related with manual actions, definitely not with manual actions. That's something that is completely separate from crawling and generally not related to any other kind of algorithmic changes with a website. And I guess some of the reasons why we might crawl more are things that sometimes don't even have much to do with the website, where our algorithms just decide, oh, I want to double check all those URLs that I found on that website a while back, and it just goes off and does that. And suddenly, we're crawling twice as much for a couple of days. And it doesn't really mean that anything is a problem or anything is that you need to worry about. It's essentially just our algorithms deciding that maybe today is a good day to look at this awesome website, or maybe today is a good day to look at all of these old URLs that we found maybe 3 or 4 years ago and that we never got any content for. Maybe there's good content there today. So that's something that's not necessarily related to anything on the site or happening to the site.
Yep.
Who's next?
Well, I'll jump in. The question, I'm also going to do a fairly easy question, which is, how is crawling priority decided? Because once upon a time, the understanding we all had was that Google crawled the web from highest page rank pages on down with some sort of algorithms that dictated how it started to decide which lower priority pages to crawl. But this, in rough terms, how does that work? And if I have a website with a lot of pages on it, what should I anticipate? What it might crawl and what Googlebot might not crawl.
Do you want to take that one, Andrey?
Yeah, go ahead. I think it's not that easy to anticipate that sort of thing. I don't know what you want to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, we do use PageRank for some of our algorithms, but we use a lot of other factors as well. So it's not a matter of anything kind of simple that we find on a website where we just start crawling more. So that's sometimes really hard to figure out. Sometimes we'll try to figure out which pages are more important that need to be crawled more often, or that look like they're changing fairly frequently. Other times we'll find pages that we notice haven't changed for a really long time. So we essentially kind of save them for some later time. And usually there's a wide variety on a website, with URLs that are crawled multiple times a day to some that are crawled every day or so, maybe once a week, once a month, every couple of months, maybe even once a half year or something like that. And that's something where we try to figure out what works well for the website so that we can pick up the content when it does change, but so that we also don't kill the web server while crawling everything all the time.
Right, so there's a few things in there. One, the last one you mentioned, is the notion that you don't want to overwhelm the web server. Then I think there's a notion of how often it appears that content is changing on a page. So the homepage of CNN.com is probably going to get crawled very frequently because it's constantly changing. I think I've heard in the past that there's also a notion that if a page is tagged with a no index, over time you'll begin to crawl it less. So those are all things that, in addition to PageRank, have some impact on crawling priority. So what are 5 other super secret, never revealed before factors you can tell us for right now? Oh, OK, wait, you're not going to answer that question. So is that a... but are there other things that you can talk about that are some impact on crawling?